NRG. And Liquid just won the knife round here on our first map, which is going to be Dust2. However, their coach has left the server. So it'll be a couple seconds, I imagine, before we get started. Regardless, though, it should be a pretty good matchup. Joining me here this evening is Mega Man. So let's talk a little bit about this.
Liquid, we've gotten a chance to see them on Dust2 a fair amount of times throughout this season already. I think they've played on it 2 or even 3 times so far. Twice so far. And they've won. So
that's some great analysis there.
I'm sorry, I was looking at it. They've actually only played on it once so far this season. They have another match coming up against Cloud9 sometime in the near future. But they won against Complexity 16-14. I was thinking of something else. I've seen them play Dust2 in maybe some of the other leagues or something like that, and it seems like they always come out on top when they play Dust2, especially with Simple now on the rifle, Kusta their main opper, and then the possibility of the double scope, double up setup on both sides of the map is just a huge attribute to their to not only their offensive side, but a big boost to their defensive side. You can leave Kusta over by car to pick catwalk pushes while Simple's in back B watching for the tunnels flanks. So very versatile setups that they can have, but they did win the knife round, so they're going to start off on the T side. So Liquid going to be in control of this matchup.
All right, guys, so let's get into it now. The game has begun, and Liquid's going to start things off by taking a very quick control of long here. He is going to have to try to hold this back, but however, he can't hold things back against 4 players, so he's going to have to give some room to these guys. Pop flash is around. It's actually a great pop flash, but no follow-up. There's no teammates close by to try and execute upon it, but still holding the ramp. Gets Nitro at a leash, and a third one in Acosta. Hiko's now trapped here, and Legia should be able to take him down as well. He's going to move in. Finally, Hiko trades it, but it's already been done for. You're looking at a 4v2. Simple's still separate. He's trying to pull things off, and he does. Picks up 2 kills himself, but he's lost his teammate. So now down to a 1 versus 2. Trying to execute, picks up 1 of the 2 final headshots. Got the 3K, does not have control of the bomb, but there's still a minute left on the clock. So he's going to be evacuating, working his way out towards long to take the duel versus Peter, the last player left alive.
Yeah, this is just a huge brawl going on. Peter's reading this situation right. He's actually going to turn his back, and Simple's going to come around from behind him. So this could be Simple's round to win right now. That 180 on Cat was nuts with the P250, and now he's going to get into a position. Here's Peter coming around the corner. Going to go for the tap shots. Can't line up the shot just yet. And he gets the headshot. The quad for Simple on the jiggle peek. Oh my god, 1v3 to close out the round. Liquid steal that one away from NRG. Legia with a big 3K hold at A, and Simple with his own response. It's a quad kill.
Legia has to be so mad, too, that he just set that up for his teammates, and it all got thrown away because of a hero play from Simple. So, amazing job for Simple to bring that back under his control. But let's not forget how well that was played out by Legia as well. Now, though, it hasn't worked out very well for these guys. Now they've got to round it back, starting from ground zero here. Just going to bring P250s into this one. A scout investment onto Peter, but beyond this, still very, very lightly being taken. And they've actually gotten aggressive, so they can read the fact that it's going to more than likely going to be played from middle or just pushed out over here towards the A-bomb site directly from long. However, they do not have the arsenal to contest it as of yet, and that's where the real trouble is going to be, especially with it being played towards long.
And Silence somehow already found his way up into terrorist spawn. Just a fast push from him, and now they're going to be looking for these frags down long A. Molotovs and smokes rain on in. They're going to flush these players on out. They're going to peek on out. They find one. Hiko takes down Gabi. That's going to be a leash onto Peter. Finally, Kusta roasts Peter alive. A little bit of a misstep there. That Molotov leaking down into the side, but Legia is going to go down as well to the hands of Hiko's HE grenade. And that's going to leave 1 player on catwalk. And Justin, Hiko's going to find another one. That's 3 on the round for him. And Silent, ooh boy, going to let Hiko run on by. Is he going to turn around? Nope, but he's going to give up the knife. That is hilarious.
So... how the hell did that happen?
I have no idea, but that is funny.
All right. A little bit of a tap with the shadow knives in the back there. So he's going to get some bonus cash, and we can just see the glaring amount of cash he has compared to the rest of his team. He's at 4.6K now because of that play there. But of course, Liquid still managed to pick up the second round without too much trouble there. And we'll have another one with a pretty light investment for NRG, of course, before we head into the first gun round.
Yeah, and that's the big thing now, is it should be a golden opportunity for Liquid to be able to solidify a third round on the board. You can see an aggressive cat play coming out. Peter and Gabi going to be behind this one. Peter spamming away. Actually gets the headshot on a Nitro. They look for another one, but it's a Liege and Hiko to shut down that mid presence. Picking up 2 on a Liege, 1 on Hiko, and now the push coming around from Kusta at long A. He's just going to be tapping long range with that UMP. Does find the shot onto Justin after eating a dink, but that is going to be all she wrote.
Legea, the last one alive, and of course, in a duel versus Simple with a rifle, and you have a P250 and no armor, who's going to win that? Simple, 90% of the time. Team Liquid start off 3-0, taking pretty minimal losses here on these anti-ecos, only going to lose 3 players. So looking at a pretty normal economy heading into this first gun run here. But NRG, of course, get their own investment, and Peter is going to be able to purchase the op. Sitting behind it, interestingly enough, is going to be a Zeus, along with armor and a flashbang.
So here we go. First gun round coming out. Kusta already on the AWP. AKs for the rest of Liquid. And now we're going to see what they can do here on the CT side. Peter, like you said, with the op, he's playing from car side as well. And Legea is going to be down here on CT ramp. They do throw a smoke into CT spawn. They're going to go for the flashbang behind it. They actually get down into CT, but Peter is privy. He's going to be able to find that first kill. Looking for another one on that player peeking out. Actually gets the wall bang onto Nitro. Not able to take him down cleanly. And now the peek comes in. Kusta going to go to blows here with Peter, but now Peter actually relinquishes that sight. Legea coming around from the boost spot. He's going to find a shot onto Simple. Hiko trades, but now it's going to be Kusta versus Peter at long, and Kusta wins one onto Got B. He knows where Peter is as well. He should be able to take him down here very, very soon.
Justin's trying to sneak around. He's getting himself up towards the ramp. Good flash connects on the Kusta, but it's actually Peter that picks up the shot. Hiko with the trade. As him and his final teammate Nitro are sitting pretty far back on the site. Justin still thinks he's somewhere on Cat, so actually he does have a little bit of a positional advantage here. Nobody's going to be checking behind that box. Justin trying to peek up now, but they're lined up. Peter even tries to go for the defuse initially. He's going to peek out, but he's running out of time. Peter managing to take him down, but now he's going to look for a kit, and he just jumped down, so he's out of time now. He's got to run away, and the guys from Liquid are going to be picking up this round.
A little bit of a saving grace is that he does get the op out of the end of that round, but NRG are going to be back onto a very tough situation. Silent still with 4,600, but the rest of his team sub 4K, so no rifles for them moving into this round. They can drop over some pistols and go for at least a little bit of an eco round purchase, but Kusta already knows that he's going to be right on the Mac 10. He only got 1 kill out of that last round with the AWP, but this time he's going to look to put a little money in the bank.
So Justin going to place himself over here on the B-bomb side and probably going to have to get to work pretty quickly here now. Like we're going for a big push. He peeks out, lines up one. A little bit of damage going on to a Liege, but still they clean him out. He gets the intel, though. This is just going to be a direct play to the B-bomb site. So the guys from NRG can make an attempt to rotate in. Unfortunately, they really only got that op from Peter to try and work with in this round. He's going to be able to find 1 kill, and that's the bomb going onto the ground, stuck inside the smoke. I don't think Peter actually realized it went down there at Hiko. Quickly dispatching of him. And everything will just be down to God B now. He picks up the op. He's already in another duel with Hiko, and coming outside from the upper portion there of the B site. He's also going to have Simple pressuring him too, so he's stuck in this corner. Really nowhere to run. Manages to light up Simple, but Hiko rolls out to finish him up.
And that's a big economic swing right there. They didn't have the op in the hands of Kusta. He was only at 4,100 going into this round, so he wouldn't have even had enough to go for the op. But look at this. This is where the double op comes into play here for the terrorist side. Simple, he's got the spawn for long A, so they're going to allow him to take that op, go down long, and try to look for a pick at the corner of long A. So this is where having both of those very predominant oppers on the team is going to be huge, and he gets the pick. Now he can fall back and trade rifles with Kusta, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Beautiful play from Liquid.
So a little bit of action happening at the beginning of the round there. Simple moving out towards long and picking up the kill on a Got B. The guys from NRG are already going to have to split up the defenses. Thankfully, Silent doing the rifling work here. Picked up that kill over on towards the lead. Still spraying, so he's still out in the open, but he finds a second kill and a third. Takes down Simple and Nitro, and then Peter working with that op. He's going to find Kusta. This round's gone from great to just absolute shit for Liquid in like 0.2 seconds, and then Hiko just leaves himself exposed out in the middle to finish things off. Legea takes him down. NRG actually kind of just waltzed right through that one due to Liquid putting themselves into some pretty bad positions. Great play from Silent there, getting those kills through the smoke.
Yeah, that was wild and really, really nicely done from them. So 5-1, NRG finally going to get on the board. Now we're going to see whether or not they can hang on for dear life. They are going to have the op in the hands of Simple again. It looks like he had a... Well, he's actually taking that spawn towards the B-bomb site. If they don't smoke off the tunnels, this could be very dangerous. And they throw a Molotov and a flashbang, and now Silent's going to get aggressive behind this. And he's going to get... Well, he gets legged. And Simple trying to re-peak that fight. He goes down. So now the op's on the ground. Kusta should throw the AK over to Nitro and pick up the op out of the backside of that B halls.
Peter waiting for some more peeks. Spots a Liege. Pops the head right off of him there. And already up to 2 kills again. NRG, I don't know what happened. They got some mojo in that last round. Now they're just using it in a very, very big way here in Liquid. Already not a whole lot to work with in this round. Nitro is still on a Tech 9. He can probably grab one of the guns from middle. Yep, he's going to find an op on the ground here to work with a little bit. But still, he's got to get themselves onto the site. That's going to get tossed over to Kusta. We'll be trying to use that to try and find a way for these guys to make an entry into the B bomb site. But right now, that's really their only path, and they'll try to turn this into a mid to B execute. But if Kusta fails to pick up this kill, which he won't, thankfully, things are going to get very dire very quickly.
Yeah, and again, trying to even things back out. They find a pick at B. They've still got Gabi up here on top of Catwalk. They've got Peter and Legia over here in mid, trying to shut things down, but they're very split apart here on the CT defense. They've got one playing from the CT ramp. That's going to be Peter. They've got Gabi up here on Catwalk. And then the other two are kind of disconnected from this. So if they do decide to push on in, it's going to be a trade, at least on Catwalk. And now they can try to take a little bit more map control on the Liquid side. So Kusta, he's working his way around towards the mid. They've got to account for Legia, who's actually out behind these boxes outside of the B-bomb site. And Hiko's going to find that. And now Peter over top of the smoke. I don't know. Kusta just barely didn't spot him.
So, yeah, we can see Kusta run into the site. Justin actually doesn't finish about 5 seconds on the clock. Justin's waiting the timer down too. They want to destroy his economy, but changes his mind in the last second. Whips out from the big box. Takes down Kusta. And of course, he is still going to get the losing bonus from this round as he died with about 2 seconds left on that timer. However, now NRG have a free double op setup, I do believe, to work with here. And it's going to be a pretty big boost for these guys. Silent can still pick that up, and he's going to be a pretty consistent opper himself.
Yeah, and this is one of the things, you know, Peter, he's most known for having that huge match on Dust2 in his time when he played for CLG, I believe it was. And he's having a pretty good match right now. He's 8-4, kind of leading the way for his team. And that reset the money here for the terrorist side of Liquid. So it looks like they're just going to set up for a standard pushing towards the B-bomb site. And they might be able to find their way in because it's Silent in the back lines with that AWP. He is going to re-smoke off that, but they should be able to push around behind this, and this is going to be really tricky for him. Finds the first one. Justin's there, though, to shut down the other two, and then the bomb trying to make its way out long gets shut down by Gabi, Legia, as well onto Hiko. So 3 rounds in a row now for NRG.
That B bomb site is not the place for Liquid to be pushing. It's like the hold from B has just been 100% solid for the most part so far from NRG. Most specifically, Silent's been on point. Only manages to find 1 frag that round, but him combined with Justin is just a really good combo. And then a couple rounds back, of course, he made that hero play, pick up the 3 kills through the smoke. And then he's even had plenty more times where he just won an outright duel, which has discouraged Liquid from pushing into the B site to begin with. So I think Liquid are probably going to end up taking a break from these B pushes unless they're forced into it. And NRG actually is really going to try to shake things up now as they're going for an aggressive play over here towards top mid. Big mistake, though, as Nitro spots Legia early on, takes him down, and this combined with Kusta picking up the kill on a Gabi is going to put NRG now off to a pretty bad start. Most of their players still kind of stuck around the middle area, too. Not exactly knowing where the bomb is going to be moving towards just as of yet.
Yeah, and Simple behind this smoke. He's going to catch Justin out easily. Finds that kill, and now the push in towards the B-bomb site. Simple's going to lead the charge, and you've got one player outside of the site. I believe that's Silent with the op. Peter coming around. They push back through the smoke, and they slow things down. And now it's all going to be on this opera in the backside of this B-bomb site, and Silent, see if he can do anything from over here. And they're just going to smoke it off and decide to go back towards mid. So they're all over the place right now on the Liquid side, but 4 kills and 4 different players picking up those kills.
This is like a really safe play when you consider it's now a 1 versus 5. Like, you're going to smoke things off, and all of this Simple even moves outside the B-bomb site. I'm pretty sure Silent noticed them, but Silent's main goal at this point is going to be to try to save that up for the next round. I'm not sure. Yeah, he heard the scope, but it doesn't matter. Simple's right out in the open, so that's an easy shot for Silent to find. It takes him down. However, everybody from Team Liquid is already on the hunt to try to find him here in this B-bomb site, but Silent's getting aggressive regardless. He's taking as many kills as he can grab here. He shuts down Nitro. Now moving into the tunnels, they should have been able to hear him jumping at the edge, but as he peeks around, Kusta's waiting for him this time. So they finally take him down, and they're going to drop that up, of course, and get their own double op set up back. Right now, Alicia's got it, but I have no reason to suspect it wouldn't get tossed over to Simple, which, there we go now.
Yeah, and that's exactly the setup that they're going to go for. So, Simple, oh, they're trading skins. That's fun.
Yeah, did you notice that?
Yeah, I did. Dragon Lore in the hands of Kusta and the Man of War in the hands of Simple. See what they can do this round, but they aren't going to find any damage on the cross just yet. And it is another buyout here from NRG. 3 rounds in a row netted them enough money to be able to buy out once again. So, trying to stem the bleeding here. Another round victory would be very good because that would kind of reset things on the Liquid side and force them into another save. But still a lot of work left to be done in this half.
Yeah, and Team Liquid, of course, Liquid have slowed things down immensely from some of their previous rounds now. Now they're just taking things extremely slowly, as we can see. looking for the lineup now to get themselves in a good position towards middle. They still have quite a big concentration of their players inside of the tunnels, so this could just end up being a mid to B split, but we've seen this happen before too, where they just put players in here to defend it, and then eventually it evolves into sort of just a normal cat take or just going directly for the A site. But Hiko, watching out for the long pushes. There's a lot of utility being used from the side of Energy in here, but we can start to see the players stacking up now towards Cat, making a lot of noise here. They've been smoked off, but still looking like they want to try to find a way to push through it.
Yeah, they're actually slowly waning away from this area, and it looks like they're going to go for a mid-B smoke, maybe try to draw some of the defenses over towards the B-bomb site, and then reassess this. And they are going to revamp and go back towards long A. They're dwindling the clock down, though. 35 seconds and not a kill on the board. Only a handful of damage on a Gabi at long A. And now they're going to push things on forward. Flashbang goes out over the top. Pardon me, that was a smoke. Now they're going to peek out. Now they spot Gabi in the pit, but there's a flashbang. That's going to catch out a couple of players, and Gabi, all he needs to do is just waste some time. Flashbangs come out from his teammates. He drops the bomb carrier. Looking for another one. Kusta's going to go for blow to blow with them, and Leggy goes down, Gabi goes down, but now only 10 seconds, and there's just not enough time for Liquid to get in here.
However, they're still picking up kills. They might actually be able to get up onto the site in time. 5 seconds? No, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. In fact, Hiko just runs past it. They're trying to chase Silent, but Silent's like, see you guys. I'm outie. I'm escaping. And just like that, I'm going to pick up a second kill too. Kusa does end up dropping him. However, that's going to hurt the guys over here on Liquid way harder because they killed Hiko. And of course, now we take a look at him. He's actually got the most money out of all of them, so thankfully it doesn't hurt him that much. But regardless, Kusa's going to be the only player with a real gun in this round anyway, so.
Interestingly enough, it was actually Silent spamming that player that was running across with the bomb that slowed him down just enough from the bullet tagging that he couldn't get up in the site and get the plane. He got there with 3 seconds left. So Silent sticking around for as long as he did on Cat actually ended up winning the round for Energy in the long run. So nice job from him. Energy get a 4th round on the board. They've got an okay buy behind this, but it's all right because they're going up against a reasonably broken economy of the terrorist side. It's really only Kusta who could really make a difference into this one. But Legia and Gabi on Catwalk just shutting down the hopes and dreams of Liquid this round.
There's that Legia we were seeing earlier on in these rounds too. He kind of sort of fell off the radar a little bit once we saw Energy getting pretty good with their own defenses, regardless surrounding Legia here, and he kind of dropped the ball a little bit, but just picked up a nice 2-kill spray there. And now moving into the site, Justin is going to be able to handle the final kill there. Takes down Simple. Great defense yet again here from Energy, and a pretty lackluster execute from Team Liquid. Their entries and quite a few of these rounds are just awful. They're not being able to find any pickups at all, and Energy just shut them down completely.
So moving on forward, it's actually a double save out of Liquid's side. We weren't really able to pick up any kills in the last round. I think they got 1 kill, maybe, out of that whole round. I'm not even sure if they got that. But this time around, it's going to be more in the style of mid-control and less in the style of brunt force tactic towards long. It looks like they're going to make their way up towards Catwalk and maybe just go for a fast A execution here. Wait for that Molotov to fade. Flashbang goes over the top, and now they're just going to press on in.
Peter spots a lead, a little bit separated from the pack. A good pop flash, but we're not seeing any kills following it here. There's Legia with the peek. He finds another one. Peter picking one up, but we can see Hiko. He got himself behind Legia, but it took so long to pick up the kill. Actually, it was Nitro, and he didn't even get the kill. Regardless, Hiko sitting back on Catwalk finds another one, and Nitro right up in the face of Justin. Justin with such a slow reaction time. He takes him down. Hiko up on the platform, takes down Gabi, and now it's just Silent versus the world. The good thing about Silent's position right now is that Hiko has to go all the way up on Cat to be able to find that bomb. But Hiko is just taking this duel. That's 2 op shots in a row that's missed the connection. But Silent sitting inside of CT spawn right now, scared to peek out. He's trying to bait him into taking the shot. But with 47 seconds left, Hiko has all the time in the world to play with. It's just basically a game of chicken right now. He was going to peek out first. It's Hiko, and finally, 3rd time's the charm. He connects the shot, takes down Silent, and Team Liquid get a 7th round onto the board.
And that's an eco round victory. That's a huge blow to the economy of Energy. They're going to be fully reset. They're going to be on the save now. And that was Hiko. 4 kills on the round for him. So picking up the pace there. And that was hilarious because at first, the Nitro dropped down into CT spawn and was next to that player for a good 10 seconds before anything happened. So that was a little bit funny to watch. But nevertheless, Hiko closing that one out. Kusta going to open up, and a mid push from Gabi gets shut down as well. So a little all over the place this round. Simple picking up 2, Kusta with 2, Nitro with 1, and that's a pretty standard anti-eco from the terrorist side.
Yeah, Liquid just going to waltz right through that round. Basically 0 risk here in Energy. I think they're going to be on the 2nd save as well, as we can see. Just a couple couple players with a little bit of excess cash are going to be able to put some armor behind these upgraded pistols, but for the most part, it's the same thing as the last round. And also, we'll see a scout added to the mix here too. Peter will be picking that up. A little bit more utility to try and hold back Liquid, but with the way things have been played so far from the City side, we should expect the same results.
Now Kusta, he's in front of this smoke. Silent's going to walk into this. Kusta should be able to get away, and he does. So nice early aggression from the terrorist side of Liquid. And now you can see going into this round, it was a little bit of a buy up here, and they're going to get aggressive behind this smoke. Simple goes down. Kusta wasn't exactly ready for that. I think he might have been flashed or something, but Simple goes down. No gun picked up for the CT side, and now they're going to continue to push around this.
He got caught in between the doors, taking all this damage through it. Then got B with the pop flash there, finds one kill, looking for the second one. This battle's going way longer than it should as they move in on got B. And oh, I think Nitro wanted to go for the knife there, but we can see Kusta steal it away from it at the last second. These past couple rounds have been somewhat comical, but nonetheless, Team Liquid, they've solidified their lead pretty nicely. And as we
So we go into the final round of the half. It is going to be a 9-5 scoreline. Potentially, we could see this one, could see this landslide a little bit now. It is going to be a full buy round here. No head armor for 4 out of the 5 players on the NRG side. And AK's 2 ops again for Liquid. Double op setup, Simple and Kusta going to be rocking that. And they do throw the deep smoke in towards B to keep them honest in that avenue of attack. But this time around, they're going to play it a little bit more slowly. They're going to take over mid control here for the terrorist side of Liquid. Pop flash over the top of mid double doors. Pop flash through the mid double doors. And they're still looking for any kind of control that they can find. Smoke goes over, and they're going to take over cat control. So, pop flash around the side. Peter's blinded, gets a leg shot out, takes Nitro down to 18 HP, but still a lot left to do in this round. And there is only one player here to hold off at the top side of A, and that is Peter over by car side. So, very tough spot for him to hold by himself. As you can see, Gabi now getting aggressive behind this smoke at long. There is one player over there. He's going to throw the pop flash and actually push behind it. No, he's actually just going to ward that off. And it's a good thing he didn't push because there is 5 terrorists or 4 terrorists that are outside of that long corridor. So now we wait for the play to come out. Can Gabi slow them down at pit long enough to make a difference into this round? Throws the flashbang out. Doesn't really bounce the way that he wants it to. And they molly out the pit. So Nitro's going to be the first one to take the battle. Peter's going to be there. Finds the first one. Nitro trades it. Hiko comes in. Simple as well chiming in. And it's going to leave Justin over here from CT spawn to try to make a difference through the smoke. It's going to peek out and he goes down. Simultaneously, Silent gets dropped by Simple. And that is going to be the half. 10-5 in favor of Liquid as they shut down that push. And they make it a solid 5-round lead going into the second half.
almost back.
Blue is almost back, as you can hear. Hi, Blue.
How you doing, man?
Did you potato internet or did you storm?
My power ripped for like half a second.
That's just long enough to kill your internet, isn't it?
No. Came back pretty quickly. Just the reboot time. A lot of
gotcha.
A lot of data, quote unquote, to load back up.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'm back on the server now. So, are we started yet? Doesn't look like it.
No, just finished out the half. 10-5 Liquid finishing off that last round nicely. So, not really a whole lot to talk about. Looks like we actually dropped Liege from the server, so he should be coming back in here in a second, and we should be seeing this one go underway live here very soon. So hang tight, guys. We can talk about the next match that we're going to be seeing, which is going to be NRG versus Liquid, and that is going to be on Cobblestone.
Yeah, that one should be a good. I'm a bit curious too as to how strategically NRG are going to be able to play this map, because now you've got Gabi coming in there, leading the team and bringing in some European prowess. We might be able to see some more advanced stuff than what you're used to seeing from a team that normally comes in of that level into the Pro League. It should actually be a pretty interesting game to watch, those that like to look deeper into the games.
Yeah, that one's going to be interesting. Cobblestone, a map that Liquid has found a little bit of success on before. We saw them at ESL Pro League Season 2 LAN Finals out in Burbank, California in December. Very nearly take that map off of Envious. I think they lost that, what was it, 16-14. And that was actually using Mo as a stand-in. This time around they have Kusta to try to make something happen. So we'll see how this one unravels. So it's going to be very interesting once we get to map number 2. But 10 rounds for Team Liquid on their T side. That should bode pretty well. Their CT sides have been pretty solid, especially with the option for the double up setup here between Kusta and Simple.
Yeah, and we're still waiting for Elige to rejoin the server. Hey, maybe he's in this thunderstorm too. I don't actually know where Elige lives. Is he in the northeast?
Not sure.
Or the eastern seaboard?
I'm not real sure.
Oh, he is definitely getting hit by this storm, if what DJ just told me is right.
Yeah, his ESCA page says that he lives somewhere in the Pennsylvania state, so he's probably getting wrecked by the storm now.
His power is dead. This is gonna be a long pause.
Time for GB James to step in.
Who would actually they have step in him? Cause they don't have. Cause I don't think. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if he's openly available to hop in whenever.
Why wouldn't he be? He's playing the major qualifier with him.
Let's not talk about that here. Because they used to have. I think it's McNutty who was, or I don't know if I'm saying that right. McNutty who is like he's on Rodin now.
Yeah,
he used to be their official fill-in, but I don't think he is anymore. So he's obviously not available, and I don't think they have another one. At least as far as I'm aware, they don't have like an official fill-in for this team. So, a bit curious to see how that would work out if his power is ripped right now, which is a very likely possibility considering mine just went out too.
Yeah, not sure. McNutty actually he left on September 13th of last year, so. Not available to play, and really their only option would be either to grab a Drin or to have James dust off the mouse and see if he can lay it down in game as well as he does with calling strategies and whatnot. So tough spot for Liquid to be in. Hopefully his internet comes back up sometime soon. And actually one of the players from NRG is now dropped. That was Gabi.
They are all in the same location, right? I thought they had a house. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're on the house, so he should be back in pretty quickly. He's probably just going to open a case or something. He's got some business to attend to. So anyway,
changing his loadout or something in the second half.
There we go. Elige is back. So now we're just waiting for the last player from NRG to jump back into the server, and we should be able to jump right back in. But should be an interesting second half here too. Like I said, this has actually been. Of course, I missed the last couple of rounds here, but it was actually starting to look like a pretty convincing performance from NRG. So if they could try to carry some of that momentum over to the second half, and if Liquid get themselves off to a bad start economically here, then they can actually abuse them, tie this game up, and potentially turn around and come back here pretty nicely. It wasn't just a complete shutdown of this first half, even though some people would think it would be with a 10-5 scoreline. There was actually quite a few pretty close rounds.
Yeah, there were a few moments, namely the pistol round being one of the closest ones, and that could have really changed the outcome of this half altogether. You could have seen an 8-7 halftime score for NRG because all of the rounds that they won came on the back of either gun rounds or eco rounds forced by gun round victories. And they lost that 3v1 in the pistol round to Simple, just hitting some absolutely ridiculous shots. So hopefully Gabi hops back in here. I don't really know if NRG would have another person. I know Ely is their manager / strat caller for them, so have to see whether or not Gabi is actually having internet problems or not. And he's back, so he's not.
There we go. Yeah, like I said, I'm about like 80% sure they're all staying for the same location, or at least some of them are. I think, yeah, 3 of them are. I think the other 2 should be joining them pretty shortly, if I've been following the Twitter conversations correctly. So we're going live now, guys. Let's get into it. The second half here, and hopefully these lightning strikes knock out my internet again, or my power as it actually would be. Team Liquid versus NRG here at the ESL Pro League for North America. Welcome back. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it indeed. And again, it's going to be Liquid on the CT side now. Hiko, Simple, Kusta, Nitro, Elige facing off against Peter, Silent, Justin, Ligia, and Gabi. We saw what happened in the last pistol round. This time around, it's going to be maybe a different story. Hopefully. It was very sloppy to watch. NRG kind of throw away that pistol round victory that they pretty much had in the bag. And this time they actually lurk a player out long A behind the blue dumpster. And now they're going to work back towards the top side of mid. But Elige getting aggressive over here. He's going to run into a couple of these Glocks. And he spots him out. And he actually gets gooshed. They're going to chase him down. And they're going to get that frag. Never mind. Kusta's there to back him up. So they don't actually get the kill. And Kusta finds a second. And he's looking for a third.
On point here, too. Look, it's complete fear for NRG. It's forced them to fall back just outside of the long doors. And Silent's going to be the first out here to try and investigate, see if they have a cleaner path over towards the A bomb site, but working his way out there is initially. There's no one here waiting outside of the doors itself, but they still have Nitro sitting up on the site. I don't believe he's been spotted as of yet, and the team's going to fall back anyway to re-execute things back over here towards the middle. They might try to get some cat control and push onto the A site from there.
Yeah, and they're going to try to make their way up catwalk like Blue was saying, and it's pretty much a setup for a retake on the CT side, but they've got such a presence down here on the CT slope, and it's going to be Kusta to find another one. Gabi answers back with 2, but Nitro going to get that one-tap Reno on Silent, takes him out of the picture, and that is going to be a second pistol round victory for Liquid in this series so far, and we're only 1 map in. So 11-5, possibly 13-5 when all said and done, barring any craziness, so nicely done by them.
And of course, Liquid getting up that pistol too now. Just going to go for the direct investment in this next round. Actually, choosing to stack up quite a bit of money, as it would appear too, as they only go for 2 rifle buys. The normal sort of buy, as we've been used to it anyway, tends to be 2 rifles with, or apologies, 3 rifles with 2 SMGs sitting behind it, and sometimes one of them ends up being a P90, depending on the team that's buying it. But this time, we still see the P90, but we've got 2 additional SMGs working in behind it as well, and the 2 rifles on Hiko and Nitro. So they definitely are feeling confident here, and they're going to try to stack up quite a bit of cash.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can actually manage to do that. And it's going to be Hiko over here playing in the cubby at the B bomb site. He does make a little bit of noise. Simple is coming under fire. He's going to go down in mid. Now Hiko's got it all to do. And Legia is going to find that shot. Nitro managing to clean up Justin here in mid. But there's still so much work here for Liquid to do in this round. Nice grenade. Actually, not really that great of a grenade. And Legia is going to peek out behind that and finds that kill. Aim punch not a factor for him, even though he doesn't have an armor. So this is really scary now for Liquid.
Kusta finding another one. Unleash rolling in there, just decimates Peter. And Legia as well, just gonna rip to shreds. So Liquid, great retake from them. Elige will close things out. Some heavy losses on Liquid's side, losing 4 out of 5 of their players. And NRG getting a bomb plant too. That's not really a bad round by any regards, according to NRG. However, being that close to winning it and then having that brutal retake happen, still not going to be good for these guys. And Liquid still with a big lead. These economical victories and these smaller sort of side victories, as you can consider them, are not really going to be as big of a benefit anymore.
Yeah, and we see James suiciding in Spawn, trying to get back on the spectator's side, and he does manage to do so. And now we see a scout coming out in the hands of Simple, trying to find that early damage. Peter with the scout as well, so he didn't necessarily have enough money to go for that op buy into this round. And now Simple, very aggressive behind this smoke in the B tunnels. So interesting setup here from the CT side. And again, we talked about this before about how Hiko and Simple are going to be looking to play these bomb sites together and kind of team up with each other and try to take over matches this way.
NRG still taking things slowly. Good spot by Peter. Shuts down Simple. Try to get jumpy over there through the mid doors, but it only lines up the shot as he's standing still jumping. So nice pickup by him. He does see the gun a little bit further. I think he's trying to figure out if it's an op sitting there or not. He sees it, but doesn't necessarily want to move out to try and pick that up just because it's a gun sitting there. And also, they just shot it back a little bit anyway. So, considering that, and also it was only a scout, which I think is part of what Peter was trying to figure out. So, no way they're going to risk their lives to go out there and find the same gun, which he already has. So, NRG just proceed with 3 of their players up on Cat, getting ready to go for an XT here on the A bomb site, and also 2 moving out towards long. But Elige is going to sit behind the blue dumpster, and we'll be ready to try and counter this pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's going to come under fire with Justin. Legia is over there as well. There's a big gap in this smoke, and Nitro is in a position to spot if any of them jump down and towards CT spawn. But now it's going to be the backstab. Legia biding his time, finds Kusta. That flashbang going to dribble right over the top, and he's going to be able to take down Elige. Legia is having himself a hell of a match. He's going to get, thought he was going to get another kill, but it's all going to be down to Hiko. He's only got 15 HP to work with, and there is just not really much of a chance of him being able to pull this one off.
So Hiko just jumping up there. Hey, finds Peter.
Hey!
There's a little Kelly moment for those of you there. And then Legia, of course, like we were talking before, having a pretty good match right now. Is going to be able to shut him down and end the round pretty quickly. So NRG striking back here on their 3rd round bye. And as for Team Liquid, this is definitely going to upset the balance of their economy. Not really even close to enough money to justify going for a 4th here. So we're going to see a save, as they still have a pretty nice round cushion to work with here as well.
Yeah, and the reason their economy getting reset in this kind of a fashion is because in that last anti-eco round, they lost 4 of the guns, plus yielded a bomb plant. So, Gabi, he's just rushing up Cat by himself. Just all alone, pushing up Catwalk. Nitro is up here at Goose trying to hold this one off. He spots that Molotov coming out around the corner. He's actually going to throw a pop flash here, which I think is actually a little bit of a bad idea. Go for the element of surprise playing up here. Try to have your teammates distract from the CT slope. Looks like that's actually what they're going to do, but they're falling back slowly off of Catwalk. Silent working up here a little bit by himself, but now they opt to go back towards mid control.
And Hiko is going to be able to spot and hear all this action that's going on here through the mid doors too. Hasn't actually realized as of yet that they're shifting over, and now as they try to get aggressive to get some more intel here, Justin going to be able to shut down Elige outside of the long A doors. We can see Hiko finally wins the duel versus Silent, and the execution towards B is going to be really slow because, in fact, they're going to be faking it now. They throw out the nades onto the site, make it look like they're going for a take, and they're just going to fall right back towards middle here, too, to switch it up again and take things over towards the A-bomb site instead.
Yeah, Nitro being up on Cat here. This is a good position for him, but he's way out in the open, and he's going to get caught out by Legia. Now, Kusta, he's in a very compromising position right now, and Legia leading the charge up there. He lays the dink out, but Legia is going to be able to get that frag. And now it's all on Hiko once again. 1v4, not a lot that he can do. He's only got the 5-7. And Legia taking matters into his own hands. 6 kills in the last 2 rounds. He's up to 18. He's just a little bit behind Hiko as far as the top fragger in the server. 21 and 11 for Hiko.
Now NRG with a little bit of a chance to bounce back into this round here, or this map, I should say. Team Liquid just going to go for another investment here that's pretty light. Just bringing Deagles to the table this time on 2 of their players, Simple and Hiko. Going to be picking those up, and for Nitro and Elige, those 2 are going to combine to do a bit of a fast cat. Kusta's participating in this too to get some mid control, but they're waiting for this one. Nicely down to the reads here by NRG, as they're going to be able to spot this coming from a mile away. They've already taken down Kusta. They've still got an offer with their eyes peeled over here towards Cat 2 in case anyone else tries to push towards it. So would definitely not be advisable to move Nitro and Elige out here. However, they're a bit stubborn, and they're going to do it anyway against the best advices of their now dead teammate. Nitro actually peeks out and finally manages to pick up 1 kill. That's about all he's going to need. He falls back. Legia elsewhere on the map, picking up another kill on a Simple, bringing this down now to just Hiko and Nitro for the CT side.
Yeah, Nitro being over here in CT. Hiko does have a Desert Eagle. He's playing over here in B, but Legia has long since evacuated that area. Nitro is in a pop flashable position as well, so I can't really imagine seeing Liquid do too much damage into this round. Nitro being one of the casualties. Hiko spamming the Deagle a little bit, so he's given up his position over at B. Nitro pushing through the mid double doors, looking for anything that he can find over in this area, but he's not going to have anything home. All of the terrorists grouping up. This is the right way to play this situation, grouping up and trying to play it all together. Nitro did spot the AK up top. They didn't throw it away well enough, and he actually gets an AK out of this round, so that's a nice little find.
Yeah, but we're not going to really see any other action happening now. So just going to save them some money on the gun round and try and stack up that economy. And this has been, of course, we're only a couple of rounds in, so we're not really seeing a huge development of this as of yet. But this is the thing that I was talking about previously that could sort of become an issue here, is that if Liquid are sort of being outclassed in a lot of these rounds, and specifically if NRG make it out of these rounds without any losses at all, like we're seeing now, that gives the T's a lot of money to try and stack up and work against here. Even when Liquid do go for those buy rounds and do eventually win 1 or 2 of them in a row there, they can still strike back immediately with the same force and prowess they did on the round they lost. Whereas for Team Liquid, they'll only get 1 or 2 shots at it, and then they just go back and forth between ecoing and going for full buys. And of course, that's a very volatile process that could eventually lead to NRG taking the lead, and maybe even the map as well, if things continue as they are now.
Yeah, and you can see how that economy is starting to build here on the NRG side. It's going to take 2 victories in a row for Team Liquid before they can reset that money. This time around, though, it is going to be a buy round for Liquid, and they actually take a pause here. Talk things out here a little bit. Simple has yet to buy. Hiko has money. They're probably going to discuss whether or not they want to go to a double up setup into this first gun round. Hiko can drop over the AWP for Simple. Simple can drop him a rifle right back. And that's probably what this discussion is about right now.
So, like we were saying before, well, actually, no, it's that's not the reason why. Simple apparently just timed out from the server.
Oh, well,
so
that too.
There you go, man.
Well, they could probably still talk about whether or
was
not they want to go to a double up setup in this time, but
yeah, that I was about to say this would have been a kind of a strange time for a pause, because at this point, like, your strat should still be pretty straightforward in terms of what you want to do for a buy, at least here. I was about to say, like, you don't need to do a pause this early. Maybe in like 3 or 4 rounds from now, okay, but now was calling it quits a little bit early here. But of course, it's just one of their players disconnecting, so hopefully we can get him back in pretty fast and then resume the game.
hopefully. We'll have to see here.
That's the hope.
But
man.
Again, I mean, if they really want to, they can go into a double up setup here on the CT side. Hiko doesn't need head armor. It's 4 AKs and an AWP. For NRG's side, they don't have any SMGs for him to worry about. No need for him to have the head armor. And you can see actually Kusta, no head armor. Nitro, no head armor. Elige, no head armor. Simple's back in. They throw over the AK to him as well. So it looks like they are not going to go for the double up setup.
And things will get unpaused pretty quickly now that they're back in now. And as you're mentioning before here, does not look like we're going to see that second op peeking its head in. Just going for a standard setup here. Again, and I think this makes sense. There's no reason to really risk going for that just as of yet here. Yes, it can be very potent, but it's also going to leave you with way less utility and way less cash overall if you end up dropping the round. So considering that, I'm just going to try to face them all with a single op and see how things go with it being in the hands of Kusta. And for NRG to start this round off, they do a little bit of a split. 3 players inside the tunnels, 2 outside of the long doors just to defend it. And they'll have Peter watching towards middle there in case they try to get aggressive.
Smoke comes down on top of Xbox in mid. That's going to allow movement up here towards the middle side of the map. That's going to be Peter in mid, double doors, looking for a peek early on. He's not going to spot anything, but he's going to push out behind this. And he might be able to get into a position where he could compromise Simple, as Simple is peeking out from Windows side, but he's going to choose to switch things up. And now Nitro coming to kind of bail out this mid a little bit. Gabi on the other side of the boxes. Nitro, a well-placed peek from him could rain disaster down. And now Simple's going to get aggressive outside of B, trying to spot it out. Gabi doesn't know which way to turn. Nitro's going to capitalize on that. And now they smoke mid to B. Simple's going to be able to get back into the B-bomb site and try to help out Hiko. And he actually just spotted some in the tunnels.
Yeah, they know they're pushing out from the tunnels. He already popped flash at 2, but he was actually going to lose the first duel there. Legia takes him down. Husa trades it out, but Simple doesn't realize he's burning alive, so Simple's going to be able to take him down. Now it's a fast rotate that has to happen here from the side of Team Liquid. They're trying to move in before the guys in Energy get full control and try to get that bomb onto the ground. They're up against the wall now, but they've got to push themselves back into the site, and they don't want to choose to risk it as of yet. Nobody playing over here to the window just as of yet, but Silent going to be guarding it nice, up close, and personal. Trying to stop anybody from moving in there. There's a molly that's tossed on top of it, but it's going to hit Silent a little bit, so he's got to back up. However, it's holding in the players that wanting to attempt to go for this retake. Kusta jumping in, but the pot flash is perfect. Kusta picks up the kill. Justin trading out 1, 2, and now looking for the third. And that's going to be Justin shutting things down, preventing that retake from happening, and putting a ninth round onto the board for Energy.
Nice strat from them. I mean, the flashbangs, the Molotovs, and everything to clear out those players in the B-bomb site were right on point. Really, really well taken by Energy. Little sloppy in mid at the beginning of that round, but that's okay because they recover on the actual incursion into the B-bomb site. And now they've reset the economy. Simple gets legged in mid as well, trying to get fancy on that jump across middle. So they know that a little damage is already out on the board, so they might speed things up here on the terrorist side. Peter, looking towards Catwalk, he might be able to find 1 or 2 here.
They're going to try to get aggressive and surprise in the middle here. You can see it. Elysian Kusta stacking over there towards Cat. And Simple has moved away from it, but taking his place now is going to be Nitro Hub a little bit further back. Nitro even getting ready to toss out a grenade here too. Energy might be thinking that this is going to happen too. You can see they're sitting back. They're waiting for the aggression to toss its way out. Nitro's still primed to toss that flashbang, but hasn't pulled the trigger on it as of yet. Or the pin as it would be with a grenade. So they're going to peek it. Elise does it first, but now they thought they're waiting for him. So very unwise to continue going forward with this play here. Kusta peeking out though. Silence alone in that duel, so Kusta's actually able to win that and take him down. So it's even in a 4 versus 4, but no guns picked up. And you also have both Simple and Kusta extremely low. It's 17 and 6 HP. So it's going to be very hard to make this work.
Nitro's actually found his way into lower B. So with this position, he might be able to do some damage. That bomb, though, still at the very top of mid, and they've actually worked 1 player down towards Xbox. So if he comes back around, tries to take this peek, he might have been able to find something. But Kusta's surely going to go down here on Cat. Does manage to get some damage in on Gabi, but Gabi is going to be able to finally win that duel. 12-9, the scoreline, man advantage here for the terrorist side of Energy, and now Nitro coming back around from the top side of mid, trying to find that rifle that was dropped early in the round.
But now, of course, the guys on Energy moving into that site. Hiko still trying to get sneaky here. He peeks his way out from CT spawn. He's going to look to hide himself somewhere around elevator here. Energy are trying to figure out just what the heck is going on themselves. Justin finds Hiko, takes him down, and then Legia. It's actually been pretty powerful here on this CAD position. Takes down Nitro, prevents these guys from pushing back in. It's Simple. He does have a CZ, so it's something to say. As he's going to run away from this one. Notice he really is not going to be able to do that much damage, so we'll take the CZ into the next round instead.
Yeah, you can see they're still worried about throwing away guns here on the terrorist side of Energy. They threw away that UMP, actually dropped it down into CT spawn, so Simple doesn't have an opportunity to grab that, but this time around, he's going to be all the way back in T-Spawn, maybe looking for an exit killer too, trying to hold on to that $300 investment or $500 investment that he has going into this round, but not going to get pressured, not going to get taken down. They don't want to risk giving away any guns. They want to continue to build that economy on the Energy side, and you can see they've done pretty well with that. Peter over 7,600, over 10,000 for Justin, and again, Legia is having himself a hell of a matchup. He's 21 and 15 now, really coming into his own here on the terrorist side.
And NRG are going to actually just take the stand and position themselves, but it'll be Kusto peeking out through the mid doors there. Nicely done. He's going to leg Legia. Brings him down to 18 HP. Peter looking for a response from it, but he misses his shot. Fires off a little bit too early. And Kusto is going to be able to peek out. Finds him wide out in the open. So rip for Peter as they lose their opera in this round. But Silent is going to be able to pick that gun right back up and try to use it as well.
Fun fact of this matchup right now on the terrorist side, with it being 12-10, Legia is actually 12-3 so far in this half in 7 rounds. So 155.6 ADR, 1.714 frags per round. So doing a brunt of the work here for NRG. He's got 3 3Ks on the half so far.
And NRG now moving as the single unit play to just jump directly out of that A-bomb site. The problem, though, is that Liquid have the usual setup to try and stop this. Maybe having one more player actually on the site itself to try and directly contest this a bit more would have helped. But they've got the op sitting over here by Car. They don't really have anyone. They don't really have anyone that's sort of going to be out in the open and vulnerable here. But NRG are going to be a little bit cautious of this now that there's been a molly thrown in front of them. It holds them back for a little bit, but Kusta is going to be blinded initially, and we can see Gabi pushing up, but completely oblivious to the fact that Kusta is going to be over here to Kara, so he gets his first kill for free, a second following that up to take down Silent, and a third onto Legia, and now you just have Justin down in CT spawn. Kusta grabs that one, and that's an ace from him. 5 kills in a row for Kusta to shut down the offense from NRG.
Well, you wanted some firepower to come back on the board, and now they've got it. Kusta 25-15, taking the reins as the top fragger in the server, and he lays it down. Nicely done. That's the second ace that we've seen so far tonight. One was a P90 ace from Uber on Kusta's old team from Enemy, now Selfless, and now we get to see Kusta light him up with the AWP. 5 kills, one by one. But here you go, Legia again opening things up, takes Nitro down with a fast push outside of long halls. And now it's going to leave Kusta in a little bit of a compromising position over here. But Simple also has an up, and they've rotated 3 players over here towards A.
They don't want to let anything else get itself over here towards that A-bomb site. So it's actually a pretty similar setup to what we had before. Just a little bit more presence on the A site itself, as I was talking about previously. Kusta spotted Peter, sees his position, doesn't want to jump peek him again, but oh, this time Peter wins the duel. Takes down Kusta. Elige peeking out there. He's going to find the trade onto Peter. And the rest of the team a little bit more timid to make the push outside of there, but Justin on his repeak manages to find Elige. They're now remobilizing themselves a little bit closer towards middle, but take a look at Hiko's positioning. Justin heard him though. He's getting up, but that doesn't even matter. Hiko takes down Gabi and Justin back to back. It's now on Silent. He's gotten through the smoke screen, so Hiko's not going to be as big of a risk, but where does he go now? He's stuck. He doesn't even have the bomb. It's stuck up on Cat right now, and they've got full defense of that. Simple's going to see him if he tries to jump up, and Hiko is watching from top mid, so he's got nowhere to go that gives him this bomb back. He's going to have to pull off a monster play to win this round.
He does have the HP advantage over Hiko, but again, like you said, Simple being down there in lower B is going to be the X factor, and he just opt him jumping on Cat. What?
Yeah.
All right. Calm down, Simple. Damn. Hits the jumping shot, dropped him to 10 HP from that shot on Cat, so I expect a vac spam in chat for that one. It's probably going to be coming here in a minute. So, wow. All right. 14-10 now, Team Liquid. They're 4 rounds up. They've got an advantage going into this one. Peter back on the AWP, looking for that cross down there at the bottom side of mid. He's going to get a golden opportunity, but not going to be able to connect that shot onto Simple.
So, one of the final rounds here now, because NRG are going to empty themselves out, essentially. Peter's still working with the op here. But Silent down to just a P250 while the rest of his team is going to have some AKs to work with. I'm not sure if Justin spotted the players that had pushed partially inside of the A doors area there too, but they're going to give up their pursuit anyway. Falling back and away, and NRG moving for very quick control of Cat. I pray that they're going to be much more conscious of Kusta or just the car position in general this time, because that absolutely ripped them to shreds. The first 2 kills, I don't even think they fully realized where he was playing from in that round where he got that ace. So this time, things need to be taken much more cautiously. And we can already see, too, with there not really being any action in mid. And I think it was... Who was it here that spotted? I think with Elige spotting that jump past the long A doors, I think they're going to realize that there is that snack up going in mid right now. And they're just trying to get as much intel as possible to figure out where exactly this take is going to be happening. NRG call it off from Cat. There's still keeping 2 players there to defend it. But the bomb is now heading over here towards the tunnels, where it's looking like it's going to be a mid to B split. Actually, it might be a fake towards A first, too. Looks like they might be committing. However, nope, they're falling back now, so...
Well, they did get one down in the CT spawn, but that flash wasn't good enough, and they actually spotted that one out. But now, Hiko in an awkward spot, and now it's going to be Simple trying to hold a car with an up. No scope shotgun kill. Not going to be able to get the second one, but Nitro is going to be there. Going to find that player that was down there in CT spawn. Got one more to beat. It's Justin. The trades go out. It's a 2v2 retake situation now here for the CT side.
No utility, though.
Peter, yeah, no utility. They do both have kits, but Peter is going to be able to capitalize and takes down the first one. Now it's on Nitro. He's only got 40-some-odd HP. Gabi in the back of the site. Look at the jiggle peek out, and he does manage to find Nitro. So NRG lived to fight another day. 11 rounds now on the board for him. 3-round difference, but the money is not bad on the Liquid side if they wanted to go for a force-up, but they're having enough trouble in full bolstered buys to be able to shut down NRG. So I expect a save out of them.
Yeah, Hiko's got 7,900, so he's just going to be donating some pistols over to his team now. Couple 5.7s, and I believe a P250 gets tossed into the mix there. As Nitro will be the one to pick that up, but Simple's already been hit again. Down to 51 HP. Not the best start for him here, but for the most part, when you compare it to the guns they're going against from the side of NRG 2, this is more than likely just going to end up being a trash round, as there is zero investment beyond that. Just not even going to see armor. We see a single flash on Nitro, but that is it. That's all they're bringing to the table. And the stack, as we can see from NRG, it's just going to be out towards long again, not meeting any resistance this time. So they'll take it slow to just try and investigate things first, but as soon as they figure out the play, it should be an easy take. Is Mega Man still with me? Okay. Well, according to our producer, he is still here. His mic is not working, so he can feel free to interrupt me at any time his mic continues working, so I can confirm he is back. But I will continue the solo cast for the time being. Team Liquid, though, I've had enough of waiting around here. He's just gonna push himself out. Oh, there you go. Hey, welcome back.
Hey!
Did your cord get pulled, man?
I have no idea what that was. It just decided to stop working.
Rip your USB ports.
Pretty standard eco round victory for NRG. They're back within 2. Nothing on the board for Liquid that round. They're going to go right back into what looks to be a double up setup. Yes, it is. Simple and Kusta going to be manning those scoped rifles once we get into this round, and we're going to see whether or not they can actually close out this match now, or if NRG is going to have another opportunity to get back into this, because if they win this round, talking about NRG, they could potentially tie things up 14-14, and then things get real interesting.
So we can see Peter trying to get aggressive again. Always getting met with these nade sacks too, or just something thrown at him super early on in the round. Dropped down to 47 HP. He was the only player here though. So there's not really a risk, except for the fact that he might end up losing his life later on because of this fact. So now down at 47 HP, still like the front man, where the rest of his team is just sitting outside of the long doors in that little courtyard area out there. And we can see him might be trying to push through the mid doors eventually here too, but Justin has picked up that first kill on towards the lead. So NRG not off to a bad start here, but need to try and find at least one more kill to put them back into a good position. And Simple might just give that to him. Simple slowly creeping, like he's going to go for a peek through these mid doors here. But his smoke bouncing up and down, and is going to not block off Peter's vision. However, Simple still not peeking that angle as of yet.
Yeah, and again, if Kusta can have another field day here at Car and just single-handedly shut down NRG again, that would be massive. But this time around, it's going to be Simple with the up and B, looking for anything that he can possibly find. But nothing's going to be coming around from the B tunnel side. Hiko playing the bait and switch with him over there, holding in the cubby. But it's going to be Kusta again. The flashbangs come on out. There's the flash. They're going to drop down into CT spawn. Once again, they actually drop 2 players. Kusta's going to see it. The flashbang comes back out. Kusta's blind. He can't recover. They're going to be able to find that kill. And now Nitro is feeling very lonely at this A bomb site down here in Pit. Just trying to find the damage, but he can't get it done just yet. The bomb gets planted, and now it's a retake. But Justin annihilates Nitro, and now it's got to be a save.
Yeah, nothing that these two guys on the B side are going to be able to do. Even when they still had a player position inside of the pit, it was going to be iffy because of the fact that those players were still on the B bomb site. But now that he's dead, no chance of it happening. That last player gets dunked, and we can see the guys from NRG are even moving out now. They're on a manhunt. They do not want to let them save these guns. They cannot allow them to have even a hint of power that can be used to upset it and put the guys on Liquid up to 15 rounds. So as they're pushing back out, Simple picking up a good first shot there. Hiko waiting around the corner. Not sure if Justin is going to be able to realize this, as right now he's just looking over towards Simple, but as he wraps the corner, he does spot Hiko. Doesn't mean he's going to be able to win the duel, however, and Silent, lining up the headshot angle, takes down Simple, but Hiko still alive and rolling, and nobody wants to pressure him, so he makes it out with that rifle. They did drop the op, though, and that was the much more important gun to get rid of.
Yeah, that's definitely the more important gun to get out of the hands of the Liquid side, because he could have thrown that back over to Kusta, or he could have kept it for himself, and now instead of having 2 rifles into this round, they have 1. Hiko does buy up a little bit behind that. He invests $600 into the round, but it's not really going to be too much to write home about, and it's going to be another save, so we can see that potential from NRG to get up to 14 rounds, and they're going to barrel into B. They do have Hiko in the back of the site. They've blinded a couple of players, and now Simple's going to pounce. He finds 2. Oh, doesn't get the 3rd one, though. Justin going to jump over the top of the double stack boxes and manages to take him down. And Peter still camping at the top side of mid is going to be able to take down Elige as well. 3-on-2 situation and no utility for the CTs to use. No kits, no nothing. They are going to boost up over top of this smoke, but it's going to be Legia in the backside of this site all by his lonesome to plant the bomb.
We can see there's that bit of a stack, too, so they can try to peer over the smoke and hope that someone from NRG ends up crossing the site, but well, there we go. Having some trouble getting it back there. And actually, Legia with his position, he might have been able to hear them jumping up and down on the box, so he might know what they're up to. So I think Nitro realizes this, destacks it, and just at probably the worst time, too, because Legia had started to push it just as they went for the D-stack, and they get some damage over here on Akusta. All of these kills are fairly inconsequential, regardless of if they kill these last 2 CTs or not. It's mainly just to defend the site. These guys should not have too much of a problem risking their lives here, because they don't really have anything invested, but Legia shutting down one of them, finds the location of Kusa. There's no time left, so he's going to try to push him from the doors, but now Legia is just getting greedy. Jumps in there, finds the kill, but uh-oh, he's a dead man. He's going to lose that AK. However, these guys are sitting on enough cash to where that shouldn't really matter.
Yeah, he's got plenty of money going into this final round, or final 2 rounds, so the money is fine on the NRG side. This is the last chance for Liquid to keep their, to put another win in Pro League. They're 1-1 on the season right now, so, or maybe not even that good. I know that they have a loss on the season, at least 1.
Liquid, right?
1-3, yeah, they're 1-3 on the season, so they're virtually in the same boat as CLG is right now.
Oh,
and there it is, Peter, just super aggressive in mid, taking one of the ops out of the hands of the CT side. And now Simple's going to have to watch middle and watch his back in the B bomb side. He does have Hiko there, but that spreads out the CTs now 2 at A, 1 playing aggressively at long, 1 playing at car. But that peek by God B at least alerts them to the presence of that player playing at car.
That was a dirty shot from Peter there. He jumped down to get that. He had to do a couple bounces too to make his way over there.
Pete, man.
Yeah, grabs Kusa just before he wraps around the corner there too. So good movement from him to catch that one. And the guys start off with a good start. However, there is still another full investment from the side of Liquid. The one thing Liquid does not have here is utility. So this retake is where things is going to be struggle city. And to be completely honest, if they decided to save, it would not be the worst decision in the world, simply because they could still take the guns into what may end up being the last round, and they can afford to buy utility behind it this time as well. But Elige picking up a kill on towards Justin. Simple is overwhelmed by Legia as he jumps out, and he jumps over and finds another kill, taking down Hiko. So screw the saving now, as they've just gotten rid of all of these guns. It's just Elige left alive. He gave away his position. They know he just crossed T spawn, so they're all going to go hunting him down, as NRG want to try and close this out instead of taking it in OT.
They're in a great position to close out the match now, because this is going to be just an entire economy reset. Elige grabs 1 at the end of the round, but Peter's going to be able to clean him up. 2 kills on the round for Peter. And like I said, I mean, dirty peek there in mid, finding that easy, fast flick shot there in middle. And just, you saw how much it opened up the round. They got rid of Kusta. They got rid of the mid presence. And then they could just waltz up catwalk and find the A-bomb site for free. They didn't have to worry about that op picking him, being all pesky over a car and shutting down any catwalk push. So they just got A-bomb safe for free. And from that point, when it was 4-on-5 and the bomb was planted in A, I would have loved to see Liquid call for a save. Granted, they're not playing for a tie or playing for OT at that point. They want to play for the win. But fall back and hang on to those 4 guns, because you're pretty much, I mean, a retake on the A-bomb site, yes, it's doable. It's easier than retaking on B. But I mean, you've lost some momentum here. You're not hitting shots as well as you were at the beginning of the matchup. Take those guns into the last round, revamp, take this pause, and talk about things.
This pause is not only to figure out just what the heck they're going to try to do on this last round, because as you look at the money, they're going to be forcing, but it's going to be a pretty iffy one at that. With a lot of these guys just barely being able to afford the FAMAS, the armor sitting behind it. along with maybe a couple of grenades, if like one or two of them getting tossed in there. But this also could be a part of like a sort of momentum breaker too, because NRG have been on a roll now, winning 5 rounds in a row. So they might just want to take this one and use it for as long as possible to try and reset energy a little bit here, and see if they can get a little bit of an advantage back through that.
Yeah, and again, I know that we've kind of talked about Legia in this matchup, and one of the things to continue to point out is just his impact that he's had on this terrorist side. He was almost non-existent on the CT side. He was 9 and 12 throughout the first half. Granted, he did have a .481 headshot percentage, which is nuts.
He was, well, like I sort of talked. He did a good job at the beginning, actually. Like he had that 3K in the pistol round, and then he had some other rounds too where he was impacting early on. It's just for the rest of that half. Once we saw gun rounds being a pretty normal thing, he sort of popped off the map until the very end.
Yeah, but now when you go into the second half, they've played 13 rounds, and he's 19 and 7 in these rounds. He's gotten 4 4Ks, basically 4 rounds. He's taken into his own hands and won for NRG by getting so many kills. And right now they've got 10 rounds now on their terrorist side. So out of those 10 rounds, 4 rounds with 3 kills. I mean, that's massive impact that he's having into these rounds. And he continues to do so moving forward. That last round, he got another 2 kills, I believe, out of that. So this time around, I mean, Liquid, they're on the ropes. They are definitely on the ropes. And, you know, for a team that has the opportunity to have one of probably the most insanely strong double up setups in North America, if not one of the strongest double up setups in the world right now with Kusta and Simple, a map like Dust2 should be child's play for them.
Yes, that's true, but that's when you have the economy to play with that, which right now, Team Liquid have not had that for this entire half. They've been struggling. So, considering that, this is part of what's being discussed right now, too, is how these players are going to try to position themselves. I should note, too, that Legia, as we're sort of discussing him for a moment, was probably the main reason as to why... Like, you saw Liquid basically call for the save when it was still 4v5, because they realized they didn't have utility to make that retake happen. They would have lost a lot of players getting into that, and then they still would have had relatively the same amount of money coming into this round if they had picked that up, just because of the fact that, you know, they've been on this max losing bonus for a while now. And again, they would have been still losing a lot of their players and been forced to go for these rebuys anyway. However, Legia was that player that made the hero play, jumping through the mid doors, getting through a molly too, and picking up the 2 kills. As at that point, they still had 3 players up and going from Liquid. And if you save 3 of those rifles, this would not be such a long pause. They would still be in a very competent position to be able to buy up on this round. He moves in, picks up 2 out of 3 of those kills, and brings it all down to just 1 left alive at the end of it. So he single-handedly stopped this save from being anything significant and is now forcing Liquid to rethink their entire strategy for this round. And of course, Liquid is really just playing this out for as long as I think they are legally allowed to, according to the Pro League rulebook, because this is definitely a momentum breaker.
Trying to ice the kicker.
Yeah, this is like, yeah, there's no way this pause needs to be this long for something where you have such limited options.
Stop screwing it up.
This is 100% to like just make NRG chill and hope that they can win the round off of that to take it into OT.
Well,
they're buying
we'll
up now, though, so here they go.
Yep. M4 in the hands of Elijah, Mag 7 for Simple, Scout for Kusta, FAMAS for Hiko, and for Nitro, probably a FAMAS and some armor to go with it. Yep. So, pretty crummy buy. Not that great. Not a lot of utility to work with. They do have 4 smokes. That's kind of a silver lining, or 5 smokes to work with. So, 1 goes down in mid. Peter not going to get an opportunity at that pick. And he's another one we haven't really chimed in too much about. He's sitting at 20 and 16, but a lot of those alt frags that have started off opening up rounds for the NRG side have been very, very important in this matchup.
So, starting off this round for the side of NRG, we can see them again just splitting up. I think they're watching out for something like really unorthodox right now from Liquid, since they took such a long pause. So maybe they're thinking the guys on Liquid are trying to do something like really out of the ordinary. However, it's basically like a straightforward play from Liquid. Like, all this pause was to let Liquid chill out, let Liquid reset a little bit here, and let NRG as well come up with something, because in terms of the setup here, the only thing that I think that's a little bit unordinary, and it's not even that crazy, is that they have this crossfire setup here on the B-bomb site. But I'm not even sure if NRG are going to decide to go in that direction. We're still waiting for them to stack back up towards middle and then choose their path from there, but right now it's leading towards an A hit through Cat, which is actually going to be really bad when you look at Liquid's positioning. They don't really have a whole lot to resist that.
Yeah, they've got a scout on Kusta. I mean, unless he's popping heads, it's going to be really, really difficult for him to do anything. That nade a little bit off the mark as well. Doesn't find any damage. Silent was around the corner, but doesn't end up taking any damage from that HE that was lobbed out in that direction. So they're just going to walk out mid, and Peter leading this push. He's checking all of the angles. They're going to drop a Molotov out. They've been alerted to the presence now, and the smoke goes out as well. So now it's going to come down to these B players, and look at Simple. He's on the other side of the boxes now. Leggy in the back side of the hallways, and they're actually going to try to get aggressive behind this, but Simple gets one and done. Silent finds them both.
Simple had the Zen patience there. He was like, all right, I don't care that I'm getting shot at. I'm going to get this one kill, and this guy pushes tunnel, and he got exactly that. Kind of one trade, and then immediately went down. And now Elige over here, he is going to be able to take down Justin, who was trying to pull out the flanks. It was a 3v3, but again, there's no utility to allow this retake, and Peter balls to the window there, moving in, shuts down Kustabai sitting up there in the window itself, has to fall back down a little bit, but his teammate that was supposed to cover him is flashed. Thankfully, Gabi gets unflashed, recovers from it, and he grabs the final kill. So it is going to be 16-14 here in the first map. And the guys from NRG are going to steal it away from Liquid.
I wouldn't so much even say that they stole that away. They just completely outplayed Liquid in that second half. That was just great IGLing from Gabi, and Legia coming online, doing some great things for him in that second half. Peter getting those opening picks, mid-round strategies from Gabi, calling things out, and Legia executing a lot of 3Ks and a lot of multi-frag rounds in that second half. Got him the win. So 16-14, Liquid dropped to 1-4 now on their season in Pro League. And we've got one more matchup this evening for you guys. It's going to be Cobblestone between the same two teams, NRG and Liquid. We'll be back in a couple of minutes for that one, guys, so don't go anywhere.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in